60 Minutes Overtime.
This week, we reported from inside Ukraine about the effort to bring supplies, medical supplies, resources, and training inside Ukraine during this crisis.
Can you tell me a little bit about how you're feeling?
When we got to the shelter, our translator was telling us, people here want to talk to you. They want people to know what's happening. They want to tell you their story.
Бо ми хотіли би додому, все одно, там все зруйновано. Наш будинок цілий, але все зруйновано. Та ми б навіть і поїхали додому. Ми не хочемо там уже, всі думають, що хочемо там десь мандрувати чи їхати до тої Польщі. Ні, ми любимо дуже свою, ми патріоти. Ми любимо свою країну, Україну.
My name is Nicole Young, and I'm a producer for 60 Minutes.
My name's Kristin Steve, and I'm an associate producer for 60 Minutes.
So the border crossing we were at was Majdeka, and it's the border between Poland and Ukraine. Some vehicles could cross in, but you needed to have very special permission to do that. And we had to walk across, and we had to wheel all of our gear into the country. Lviv has become such an important infrastructure and an important hub for this crisis because it's relatively safe. It's really where journalists, NGOs, and Ukrainians who were fleeing from the east have found sanctuary, stability, safety, electricity, and normalcy. So humanitarian organizations have made their bases there for their teams to deploy into Kyiv, Kharkiv, and Mariupol, and all of the other places that are besieged. When we asked the International Medical Corps to help facilitate our entry into Ukraine, we really wanted to hear about their work and the work they're doing, but we also wanted to hear some of the stories and personal experiences of some of their employees from Eastern Ukraine. The International Medical Corps introduced us to this brave woman named Violetta. She and her family were from Mariupol in Eastern Ukraine.
Автобусов не было. Мы ждали, каждый день нам говорили, будет зеленый коридор, но каждый день он не случался по каким-то причинам, по каким мы не знали, потому что у нас не было связи, у нас не было интернета. Мы вообще не знали, что происходит в мире.
Violetta, is there a moment from these last 4 weeks that will be in your memory forever?
Наверное, это то, когда мы выехали и увидели, что нашего города нет, что нет ни единого целого дома. Все дома были разрушены.
Dr. John Roberts works for the International Medical Corps. He's a team lead. We visited the shelter with him, and he talked to us about the needs of the people there and just overall what that facility really needed.
We're seeing a lot of exacerbations of chronic illness. A lot of people ran out of their blood pressure medications. A lot of people don't have their insulin. And so trying to get that back into the system is one of the goals here.
What are the medical needs going to be here if this war goes on month after month after month?
They'll change, right? Assuming that the violence stops soon, then regular medical care doesn't stop. People keep having babies. People keep, high blood pressure doesn't go away.
So many of the wounds of war that you find aren't literal wounds of war, right? They're existing conditions that aren't being treated, and people's illnesses are starting to compound.
Жили ми у підвалі свого будинку. Там холодно, дуже холодно. Я захворіла там. Мого сина зробили операцію, дуже складну, на нирках. І жити у підвалі після такої операції, бо потрібне ж тепло, потрібне йому побуті, щоб дуже гарне було їжа. А де в підвалі взяти, вже як почалась війна?
As we were doing our interview with Dr. Roberts from the International Medical Corps, an air raid siren goes off.
I think that's the air raid siren.
Yes, it is.
We're going to have to go down to the shelter.
Yeah.
Our security guys came in, they're like, wrap it up. And so we had to grab all our gear and get all our stuff together, and everybody in the shelter started exiting the building.
So we're going to the nearest bomb shelter.
In the time we were on the ground, they went off 4 times, one very late at night, actually.
We heard a knock on our door in the middle of the night after most of us had gotten ready for bed, and it was the security team telling us that a siren had just gone off and that we should take cover downstairs. So the entire team went down to the basement. We took our computers, we continued our work, and we were there with other Ukrainians.
You don't know how long it's going to take them to tell you that the situation is okay. And it's just interesting that something like this, only weeks after this crisis has started, has become a normalcy in everybody's life.